Hey. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, my friend. I hope that so far this day has been wonderful. It is cloudy and misty and rainy and kind of gross, and it's been this way for several days. And I have been wishing for it to somehow magically turn into snow. Hasn't happened yet. But if this is a similar weather day for you, I hope that you find something cozy. I hope that you find something lovely that just brings you some joy. And I'm just here to tell you that you are wonderful. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time to hang on out with me. In this Minute with Mary video, I'm going to be talking about dry skin issues. Do you have dry skin all year or this time of year? Do you have flaky issues? Does it feel itchy? Does, do you have kind of like texture underneath your eyes where makeup may not sit right or it just feels flaky and bumpy? If so, then this is going to be the Minute with Mary video for you. Do me a favor, of course, and do hello lovely in that comment. It lets me know that you can see this video, that you can hear this video, that all is working, and it also makes me see you. So we get to hang out online together. And if you're watching this on the replay, of course, you can put hashtag replay. I'm going to put some of my hair up, so ignore the wildness that is happening. But we're going to be talking all this month about skincare and talking about how really investing in skincare and making sure that you get into a nice, healthy, sustainable routine is going to benefit you in so many ways. This, of course, ideally should be your one and only face. And this is something that you see every single day in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth, you're doing your hair, you're getting dressed, you're driving, you're looking in the rearview mirror, you're walking past windows and it's a reflection. This is generally the part of you that you're going to be looking at. It's also the part that other people are going to be looking at, when they're looking in your eyes or your smile. This is the part of us that generally gets seen and shown the most out of us. So that being said, I want you to feel the most confident about your skin, whether or not you wear makeup, whether or not you are going to be, adding extra colors and mascara and all this kind of stuff. I want you to feel amazingly comfortable in the skin that you have. So this video is not just for makeup wearers. Video isn't just for women. It's really for anybody with a face. I have just turned 40 last year. I'm going to be turning 41 this year. And with getting older, different things have been happening to my skin. My pores have gotten larger. I've had more unevenness with my skin tone. My brows are starting to turn silver. Just some fine lines are starting to creep up. So I really started to heavily invest in skincare a few years ago. And then last year I started to take a daily collagen supplement. So collagen, that reminds me, I haven't taken mine today. Oh, I need to. I might have to open up a new box. I think today is the day. It's a new box day. Don't you love that when you do something and you finally get to open a new box, especially if it's something that you're doing that is good for you? It's like, well done, look at me. I'm keeping up with this. So my liquid collagen has been a part of my routine since I turned 40. It comes in a box of 15. And it is something you want to take daily, just like you take your vitamins and your supplements. That which also I have been able to be really good about as I turned 40. Now, of course, last year when I turned 40, I got the panorama and a whole bunch of craziness happened. And the year before that, we went through a pretty tumultuous time with miscarriages and Blake getting sick. So in addition to just my getting older, I've had a lot of extra stress. And have you ever noticed that when you get stressed, it can affect how your physical body looks? You can lose hair, you can, just like look more, more exhausted, whether it's the dark under eyes, you may have more wrinkles, like it affects your body. So it's really important for you during times of struggling to take care of yourself, to eat well, to hydrate, all those good things, to move your body. But in addition to that, I knew, okay, I may still look haggard and tired after all the things that I went through last year, but think about how worse I would have looked had I not been taking care of myself, right? Because even in those hard times, I still was telling myself, all right, I'm gonna take my daily collagen. I'm gonna do that. And that may be the one extra thing that I do for myself today, but it's gonna help me. It's gonna help me feel better about myself when I see that reflection in the mirror. So I'm gonna cheers to you if you've got your collagen. And what collagen does is it helps with the elasticity in your skin. So you're talking about the large pore size, the wrinkles, the fine lines. It helps with the kind of the coloring of your skin. So if you've got issues with blotchiness, with redness, this is going to help it really even out. It's going to help tighten your skin. It's going to help with hair growth. It's going to help with hair texture. It helps with your nails. It helps with the hydration of your skin in general. So if you're someone who is battling dry skin, you have dry knuckles, you have dry hands, this isn't just for your face. And so I always talk about when my friends have say, I have dry skin, I'm like, try collagen. Just try it out. So as I said, that box comes with 15-day supply. It is a liquid product. It's in a little individual sachet, so you can take it on the go. And if you are a busy person, this is going to be a godsend for you. You don't have to mix anything. You don't have to measure anything. You don't have to worry about, having a blending bottle that gets dirty. Oh my gosh, that is like one of my least favorite things, when my amazing, sweet, lovely husband we'll have like a mixed drink, a powdered drink kind of thing, and then the bottle gets left somewhere and it's like all gross and crusty and everything. You guys know. You know what I'm talking about, that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about this. You don't have to refrigerate it. Another interesting thing that I learned with collagen, and really kind of like a lot of different products in powdered form, is each time that you open the jar, air gets in and oxygen actually starts to break it down. So this being a liquid form really goes and helps and absorbs into my skin a lot quicker. Plus, because it's an individual sachet, little individualized thing, oxygen isn't getting into it. I'm just opening it up and drinking that sucker down. It does have like a citrus, kind of like a citrus peachy taste to it. It reminds me a lot of like a fruit roll-up. So I like it. To me, it tastes like a little treat, a little midday treat or morning treat whenever I remember to do it. So that is huge. Then what I like to do, because I do get dry skin this time of year, it fluctuates like crazy. I like to make sure that I do an extensive like hydrating skincare routine morning and night. So after I wash my face, I use some rose water toner, and then I go in and I use my Uplift Beauty Oil. This is awesome because it super saturates and hydrates your skin. You can use it on your lips, you can use it on scars, on wrinkles. I love putting it on my neck. But really this packs a punch. It does a whole bunch of things in addition to hydrating. And then I do get dryness on this portion of my eye. Isn't it weird? Like, do you have any of these things where it's like, this one section of my body just likes to be like flaky or dry? This area of my right eye, particularly this time of year, gets dry and flaky. And so when I do put on makeup, it doesn't always sit right. So if you do have dry and flaky skin, exfoliating once or twice a week is going to be amazing for you. And you do want to make sure that's more of a gentle exfoliator. Excuse me as I put a little bit of primer on my face. You do want to make sure that it's a more gentle exfoliator. None of that stuff that has like the peach pit things. That actually creates little micro tears in your face. Hi, Tara Noel. Thank you so much. So I love, love, love our exfoliating mask. A little goes a long way. It's going to last you at least half a year, if not the better part of a year. It is a salt-based and shea butter scrub. I keep my jar of exfoliating mask in my shower. This way I don't forget about it. And if I want to do it extra throughout the week for like a spa night in my house, I can. But already in the shower, your skin is getting wet. You just take a little bit, like the size of a dime or less, and you apply it in the centers of your face, and you just do little circular motions. And the salt not only is going to help slough it away, but because you're rubbing it, it is going to dissolve. It's not going to create little micro tears in your face. And then the shea butter, once you've kind of scrubbed for a minute, you let it sit, and the shea butter is now going to hydrate and moisturize that skin. And that's a huge thing. A lot of people exfoliate, but then they don't like also soothe the skin right away. And so it's just going to make your dry skin even more upset. And that is not what we want to do. So you put on the exfoliating mask and you let it sit for a minute or so. And you can do this, as I said, in the shower, or you could do it in your bathroom and brush your teeth while it's sitting. And then you just wash it off. And what's great about this is it's going to slough off the dead skin cells and really create a nice canvas if you wear makeup, but also if you wear any kind of moisturizers or serums, it's really going to get to the source of your skin and not necessarily just deal with dead skin. It's gonna, if you're putting it on top of flaky, gross, dead skin, it's not going to do anything. The damage is done, and that is not going to revive it. It's just going to kind of create layers and not really do the nourishing that it needs to do. So make sure if you have dry skin, honestly, every skin type needs to exfoliate. A lot of friends end up getting oily skin because their skin is actually dry and it's creating extra oil to hydrate, which is so wild. I've had a few friends who found that out over time. They're like, oh my gosh, it actually was dry. And frequently, if you have oily skin, you don't think about necessarily the exfoliating because your skin's not necessarily flaking or peeling. And you don't think about the hydrating because you say, oh my gosh, I don't want to make it even more greasy and crazy. but it may be what your skin needs. So you'll want to try it out. And if you have questions about what type of skin type you have, I definitely can help you there. I did just put a little bit of mattifying primer on my skin. The mattifying primer is great, particularly if you have large pores or if you have fine lines. It just creates a really, really smooth canvas. And it isn't something you need to worry about if you have dry skin. Now, I do have a hydrating primer. So if you are someone who does wear makeup and you've got the dry skin, I'm telling you, your skincare is key. You're going to want to make sure you have that hydrating uplift serum. You're going to want to make sure you have your day cream on, and all of that is going to create a beautiful barrier. The moisturizer creates a barrier to let the serums do their work throughout the day. Same thing with the primer. The primer now creates a nice smooth canvas, but also creates that barrier so my skincare doesn't get mixed up into my foundation. We don't need that, right? Because then it can't do what it needs to do, plus then your foundation sits a little funny. So when you're applying makeup and you do have skincare on, let your skincare sit for a while. That's why I did it off camera. You didn't even see me do the serum and the eye cream because I did it a while ago so it could start to sink in. And then you need to put on a primer. A face primer is going to make a huge difference if you have skincare issues because it's going to create a barrier to let your skincare continue to work without it getting mixed all up in your foundation. Same thing with the foundation. It's going to lay nice and smooth and not get mixed up with the skincare. So it is like a game changer if you've never worn primer. All right, so if you do have dry skin, you can ask yourself what kind of finish you want. A lot of people who have dry skin like to still stick with either a dewy or a satin type of finish because in our minds, of course, we think that that's really hydrating, and it generally is. But you don't have to have a dewy finish if you need hydrating foundations. You can mattify it at the very end. So I want you to know that really once you're taking care of your skincare and you've got a great base of the skincare plus the primer, the world is your oyster from then on out. Yes, you can apply products that do have extra skincare elements inside them that are going to further help your skin. But if you have oily skin but you still want a dewy finish, that's totally okay. That we can accomplish a dewy finish without it getting too oily. We can also accomplish a matte finish for my dry skin friends without it drying your skin out. So I'm going to go in with a stick foundation. This foundation is wonderful for my friends with dry skin. So if you live in a dry skin area, if you live where it's really blustery and snowy and all that kind of stuff, the stick foundation is going to be wonderful for you. This is my go-to for my friends who travel a lot because it's not a liquid, so you don't have to worry about issues with flying. It is really, really easy, and a little goes a long way. My friends who buy stick foundation are the ones that get the least amount of refill orders because it lasts so long, and you just draw on your face like a crayon. You can use a little bit for light coverage and you can use a lot for more coverage. It also can double as a concealer. So this is really just like a multi-purpose cream-based foundation and it's just lovely. It's absolutely lovely, particularly if you have more mature skin. You're going to get that creamy dewiness to it. So after your primer has had time to set, remember we don't want to apply it right away and mix the two up, then you can go on in. And I like to start in the center of my face because this is often where we have a lot of our redness. Then I go in on any areas where I have a breakout or some age spots that I'm not super confident about. Do not, in my opinion, just go all over and draw all over. That's when people end up looking like they're wearing a mask of makeup. The trick with foundation is to start in the center and to blend out, and then you're gonna look so perfect. Like it's just gonna lay so beautifully on your skin, and it's gonna cover where it really needs to cover, because most of us do have, come on out, brush. Most of us do have more of our uneven color in the center of our face. So that's why I apply that product there first. Now I'm going to go in with a Kabuki brush. This is just a flat topped brush right here. So I'm debating which foundation I'm going to be taking to Mexico. I'm going to be going from my cold and blustery Rhode Island, New England weather this time of year to the complete opposite. I will be going to a humid, hot environment in Tulum in just a couple of weeks. Just a couple of weeks. I leave on the 19th of January. and I fly into Cancun. And I would love to know if you've ever been to Mexico, because this is going to be my first time ever to Mexico. I've been to Europe, I've been to the Caribbean, I've been to Canada, I've been to Bali, I've been to China. Like, I've been to all these different places, but I've never just been to Mexico, which is ridiculous because it's so close by. So if you've ever been, I would love to know a little bit about your experience. But yeah, I'm going to be going the 19th through the 23rd. I was originally supposed to be going with Blake, and sadly, he will not be coming with me. And this happened last year, but it was for a different reason. So last year, I had earned a trip through my makeup company to go to Punta Cana. And Blake and I were going to be going together, but with the panorama being what it was, we didn't want both of us outside of the country. Goodness gracious, if like the world shut down again and both of us would be away from our kids. Plus, it was difficult to find like an overnight babysitter with the situation being what it was this time last year. So Blake stayed home, and I was supposed to go with my dear friend, Megan. And Megan got the panorama 10 days before our trip. Oh, so sad. So she couldn't go. And then also it was so quick of a turnaround. I really couldn't have like another friend buy a last minute plane ticket to Punta Cana. So I went on the trip by myself, which honestly was lovely. It was so relaxing, so lovely. I had friends already who had earned the trip as well. My company put on a great trip for us all, and it was great. It was great, but a little lonely, not gonna lie. Fun fact, because this is a cream-based foundation, you can of course do other cream or liquid-based products on top. I love to use the stick foundation also for a contour. So I'm going to go on the cheekbone. This is kind of the more newer way to do it, particularly if you are, 40 and up, 35 and up, and you're starting to see gravity be not so nice to your face. Rather than doing it on the hollow of your cheekbone, which is already a bit lower, you can do it on your cheekbone, and that's going to give a nice facelift. So this year, I am going to Tulum, Mexico. Blake was, of course, supposed to come with me to this one as well. And then we got Butterbeer, our adorable 3-month-old puppy. And the problem is that Butterbeer is not fully vaccinated yet. Just because of her age, you can't really do, you got to space it out. She's just a baby. So we decided that Blake would stay home and care for the puppy. She's too young to be boarded. We didn't want to have to worry about her, getting into different routines. She's really a wonderful, wonderful puppy, and we want to keep some stability for her as much as we can. So Blake is going to be staying home, and in the meantime, I asked my same friend Megan, who was supposed to come with me last year, to join me this year, and she can, and she is, and I'm so excited. She lives outside of DC, and what's awesome is that my flight from Rhode Island stops in DC, like that's my layover spot, and then we're going to be on the same plane together to arrive into Cancun. And then from Cancun, we're going to be having a hour-long drive. Mind you, we're taking like a well-known shuttle. I will not be driving in Mexico or just hailing some kind of a taxi out of the blue. But we're going to be taking a shuttle to Tulum, to our resort. And it is an all-inclusive, super high-end, brand new Hilton resort in Tulum, like right on the beach. I'm so excited. I am not ready for the heat, though, I will tell you that. So I've already begun packing. I'm taking just that darker shade of the cream-based stick foundation, and I'm using it just to contour my nose and underneath my lip. If you do a little bit under your lip, it's going to make it look like your lip's so full that it's casting a shadow. And by contouring my nose, it's making my nose look a little thinner, because, not so fun fact, parts of your body that continue to grow as you get older, your nose and your ears. So if your nose is getting a little bigger than you like, don't worry, we can contour it. All right, so so we're gonna head into Mexico, and Megan is gonna try her best to only pack in a carry-on, in 1 or 2 carry-ons. Like your carry-on plus your extra little luggage that you get to your personal item. So she's gonna attempt to do that, and I am figuring out if I can do that or not. It's only 5 days, so part of me feels like I can, and then the other part of me is like, but what if I want to buy more presents or anything like that? I will say our company is spoiling us, taking a little bit of concealer. So because I was telling you this is my trouble area, this is the area where I get dry, patchy skin around my eyes, that's why I super hydrated it, right? Then the other cool thing is that this concealer that I'm using does have skincare infused inside of it, so it is going to also help with the under eye bags and the skin texture. So by putting a little bit of concealer here, it's also going to help create that lift that we were talking about. And I'm just doing a little bit in a few areas. This going underneath the cheekbone is going to really help accentuate that contour like I was talking about. So we're going to head on over into Cancun, drive on over to Tulum, and see how things go. We do have a couple of theme parties, which I have no idea what I'm going to do. Hi, Rachel. How are you? The first of the theme parties is going to be like vibrant colors and, patterns that are like from Mexico. So I don't necessarily have anything like that. I have bold colors, so I might just do something like a solid red, just like some bold colors. So I might do that. And then the closing party is a 70s party. So same thing. I don't have any like bell bottoms or flower child kind of outfits. So I might just get an accessory, like get like a flower headband. You know how they have those cute little like crown headbands. So I might get something like that. But if you have any suggestions, please share them in the comments, whether now or later that you come across, because once again, like I don't want to have too much luggage. I trust me, there are times when I am ready to go all in on a theme, but this being a rather quick trip, and because my friend who I'm traveling with, she does not want to have checked luggage, like, so if both of us can just have carry-ons, it'll be so much easier when we get off the plane. And I've seen how hellacious recent travel has been for people, particularly if you had checked luggage. So I don't want to have to go through any of that. So I'm hoping that I can fit everything into carry-ons. But that means, of course, that I'm going to have to think multi-purpose with some of these pieces of clothing, and or maybe it'll just be small accessories. Rachel says she's a desert cactus when it comes to her skin. This video is going to be super helpful. Do your bold color teal. I know, but the problem is that all of my current teals are like went for fall and winter. So I do have some teal. I do have some teal, but that I wore when I went to Arizona this summer, so I can rock and roll with that. So you can see I just took that concealer and I blended it out. I used the concealer end of my powder concealer brush, and I just really more like press it and work it into the skin. So if you have dry, crepey skin, you first and foremost, we know we got to work on that skincare. Skincare is where it's at. That is really the foundation for all of your makeup. Making sure you're hydrated, maybe start to add in a collagen routine. It's all really going to help you. And then you can start to work on if you want your makeup to also help with the hydration. So I used my cream-based stick foundation, and now I'm using my concealer that has skincare built inside of it. So all of this is continuing to really help nourish that skin. The problem, however, when you have more of a dewy-based foundation or concealer is that it reflects the light. Okay, so dewy reflects the light. It looks like, ooh, look at me, I've got glowy skin. But if you have texture, so physical under eye bags or large pores, texture is going to reflect off that light, and that may or may not jive for you. So this is where I was saying earlier that if you want more of a matte finish, whether for your whole face or just for certain areas, you can do it if the elements below it have been hydrating. If you've been taking care and you've been using great skincare and you really had a nice base that allowed for that hydration, you can kind of mattify towards the end and it will totally be okay. Rachel says, don't you have a teal jumpsuit? That could be a good idea for the 70s look with a flower crown. Oh, I love that. Yes, I do have a jumpsuit. I didn't think that jumpsuits were like a 70s thing, but if they are, Rachel, you might have just saved the day. So thank you. All right, so here's a fun little thing. You can take some setting spray and a blending bud and kind of pat your under eye concealer area with that setting spray, and it's just going to lock it in place if you don't mind it being dewy. Okay, so if you really don't want to have any powder, you just take a little setting spray on your ring finger, or come on my finger, there we go, or on a blending bud, and what this is going to do is it's going to lock it in place, because when you're wearing cream or liquid based makeup products, if they are not set, they can shift around, right? So you have to have a primer below to lock it in place there, and then you need to have some kind of setting powder or setting spray to lock it on the top. Otherwise, it will move around. It's gonna move around, and if you smile and you have fine lines, it's gonna move around down there. So I love using just your little, your ring finger, which is a very delicate touch, and just kind of patting that setting spray, and or you can use a small blending bud sponge. Rachel said, and then some boots, and you can wear the boots while you fly there and back. Oh Layla. Totally jumpsuits are 70s theme. Thanks Saturday Night Fever. Awesome. Or the disco dance scene in an extremely goofy. Yes. Oh my goodness gracious, Rachel. See, what would I do without you? I don't know if I'm going to do the boots, but I do have my sandals are kind of like, not a platform, but they're just like, they've got like a 2-inch thing the entire way. So maybe that can be pulled off that way. Because I had hoped to wear my sneakers, pack my sandals that have that little bit of a platform, and then pack flip-flops. So like 3 shoes total and a couple of bathing suits. I'm debating between 2 or 3 bathing suits. And then, yeah, outfits for me to wear like to dinner that aren't a bathing suit, pajamas, and that might be about it. I'm really, really trying. But as I said, I also recognize that I may not be able to pull off the carry-on bag as my only option. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of some powder blush. No, I might do some cream blush. So this product is new. It was released in my Black Friday deals. It's going to be released at some point in time this year. It is a cream blush stick that can also double as a lip product. It's kind of like your all-in-one color stick. So you can use it really in all sorts of ways. You can use it more as a contouring kind of shade. I have 4 different shades, a highlighter. But it's really just a great, like, once again, travel friendly. So I think I might be doing this. I might be taking the cream blush color stick for travel. But I also have a lot of like powder based blushes. I mean, just your classic, you just can't go wrong with those. But we're gonna see. I'm gonna have to start though, packing even like some of my toiletries. It's wild to have to start this process, but it's, when you're traveling to a completely different heat, to completely different temperature and place, you want to start packing a little early because they're not necessarily on the forefront of your mind. So this all-in-one color stick, when it does come out, I'll be letting you all know. It sets pretty quickly on your lips and on your face, so it's not like a creamy kind of lipstick. It feels nourishing, but then you do feel it set, which is great because it has 10-hour wear. Rachel says, just like the color sticks, you want outfits that you can mix and match to save space. Exactly. Let's see. I'm going to finish things off with a little bit of, like, do I want to have a dewy finish or a matte finish? Because right now I'm dewy. I think I'm going to rock the dewy finish, friends. I think I'm going to rock it. Even though I talked about how you can, change it up and have a matte finish at the end, I'm kind of digging this dewiness. I am digging it. So I just used some setting spray. That, as I said, is going to really set the face. You can take your blending bud and just kind of pat it in. You can let it dry like this. I personally like to set my makeup before I do my lashes. So while that is drying, I am going to curl my lashes a wee bit and then put on my lash stuff. But yeah, so we're going to see how it all goes. This way I can like start to pack and see if it fits. I was told how much space I need to have in my carry-on to bring home my swag, and it's pretty substantial. So that's going to be the kicker. Not just the stuff that I'm bringing, but the stuff that I'm going to be getting there, not even including anything I buy for my family or my friends, but the swag that I'm going to be getting from my company. So if I have to check, then I may end up getting a few more extra things for my costumes. I'm gonna go in with my lash primer. So, I am putting on makeup today. But that being said, really my focus this month is on helping you with your skincare concerns and to let you know that whether you wear makeup or not, I am here to help you feel fabulous with your skin. I don't want you to be sitting there thinking that there's nothing you can do, because there certainly are things you can try. And that's the other thing, is that we want to try different things. If you have tried once a certain product or a certain routine that didn't work for you, it doesn't mean that it's going to be that way for everything. If you tried a serum once and it didn't do what you needed it to do, it doesn't mean that all serums are bad. It doesn't also mean that that same serum couldn't still work for you. It might have just been that you need to do things in a different manner, or you might need to exfoliate. So that's what I'm here for this month, is to really help you feel more confident with your skincare, to help alleviate some of the issues that you might be having with yours, and whether it's just order of when to apply things, or maybe it's, different types of products that you have maybe used before or not used before and can really make a big difference. Another thing to keep in mind is how old your products are. You know, are your products expired? How long ago did you buy them? Did you buy them when the panorama began and then you're like using them ever so infrequently? Because if so, like, they're probably not good anymore. They might have expired. You wouldn't eat expired food. So I would not be using expired skincare products. Your skin is your biggest organ, and we want to make sure that you are treating it right. And I love, love, love focusing on skincare because, as I said, like, a lot of times I don't wear makeup. I just rock my clean, healthy, hydrated skin, particularly if I've been in a good routine of taking good care of it like I have been recently. Kathy, hi, good to see you. Haven't been able to tune in for a live in a long time. Well, I am thrilled that you are today. And Rachel said, I got the anti-aging serum in my cart. I haven't tried it before, but I think it'll pair well with the eye cream. What do you think? Yes, if that's what you want to focus on, Rachel. If you want to focus on the anti-aging, exactly. I will say that of the serums, if more of your issues are across the board, including hydration, I would go for the Uplift Oil over the anti-aging serum. But if you already have the Uplift Oil, you can use that in conjunction with the anti-aging, or if the anti-aging is your main concern, you know, with fine lines and really the texture of your skin, if that is your big concern, this will also do it as well. But if you do this in conjunction with the anti-aging, it is going to really help and boost it up. So hopefully that works well for you. And then the eye cream, chef's kiss. I mean, everybody who has eye issues, darkness, puffiness, fine lines, dryness, I'm telling you that eye cream is so incredibly good. So thank you all so much for tuning into this Minute with Mary. If you have suggestions about traveling to Mexico or for ideas of what I should do for the theme nights, please, please, please let me know. If you haven't put a hello lovely in the comments below, now is a great time to do it. And of course, feel free to share this video in your stories or on your wall or with a friend. You can let me know if anything in particular was useful for you that you learned. My goal here at minutewithmary.com is to help you feel more confident and more creative when it comes to your makeup and skincare. So this month, all month long, I do have a sale on my skincare. It's 15 to 20% off when you bundle a couple of other items together. So just like Rachel said, she's going to get a serum and an eye cream. And she'll save herself 15%. She could also throw in a rose water, which is great for everybody, and then she'll be saving 20%. And I also wanted to remind you that if you want to try out the liquid collagen, all things on my site, whether it's collagen, skincare, makeup, everything comes with a 14-day risk-free money-back guarantee. So you can be trying out particularly products for my dry friends. If you want to try these products and see if they really do help out with the moisture of your skin, try it out for 2 weeks. And if you do not 100% love it, if you aren't like, yes, 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 thank goodness I got this, I give you your money back, no questions asked. Okay, no questions asked. And it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm not like slaving over the stove, like mixing ingredients together. My goal is to help you feel fabulous. And if you try something and it doesn't do that for you, I would love to help you find something else that will. And I'm going to make sure you get your money back. So I want you to feel like 2023 is going to be the year that you invest in your skin, that you feel like you look younger this year than you did in years past, that you're proud of it. Maybe it means you can wear less makeup because your skin is glowing. Maybe it'll encourage you to smile more when you see yourself in the mirror. Maybe it'll mean that your makeup lays better on it and you're more happy with how you look. So I hope that you have yourself a great day. Thanks for tuning into this Minute with Mary, and I will talk with you soon. All right, bye friends.